It's a dirigible from the Land of Untold Stories.
What's it doing in our town?
I believe you mean my town.
This is not your town.
Oh, tell that to the Dark One. He gave it to me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must prepare for my friend's arrival.
Regina, Emma, my evil half is gone. I don't know how strong I am. Evil did not make you strong. Let's do this.
Hey, mutton chops!
A word of advice. Do be careful. Nothing more dangerous than an untold story. And the people who don't want them told.
Hello, and let me begin by saying, wow, I absolutely loved this sneak peek because I think there's just so much to discuss. So let's dive right into it. Now, before I get into like the actual plot content, I want to discuss the cinematography. Now, normally when I review episodes of Once Upon a Time, I don't really dive into the visuals beyond the actual special effects. But I feel that I need to do that for this particular sneak peek because it actually had a lot of different shots, a lot of different camera angles, and I loved it. I really felt the cinematography for this episode, or for this individual sneak peek, was fantastic. As I said, I normally don't comment on it when I'm doing either my live review or individual review because there's just not enough time and it doesn't really need to be said. But, you know, since we're focusing on such a short amount of footage, particularly, like we're not focusing on the whole episode because we don't have it, I figured, let's talk about the camera angles. There were just some really, really, really impressive shots. Like the widespread view to see the whole group, the individual close-ups were really great. Like we just got to see so much. I just really felt the camera work was spectacular here. The only time I really ever commented on the camera work was when I did my live review of the pilot, and I was just blown away. I really feel that the cinematography has just been greatly improved since Season 1, but Season 1 had very cinematic effects, especially in the pilot, but I don't know, I just felt seeing all these different angles was very, very impressive. And, you know, Colin O'Donoghue's Hook, who had no lines in this scene, obviously he has lines in the episode, we saw him have lines in this episode from the first sneak peek, but just like that close-up on him was excellent. I really, really loved just the camera angles. I thought they were stunning. So let's kind of get into the bread and butter of this sneak peek. And how powerful is Mr. Hyde? He's incredibly powerful. He blocked off the power of Regina, who was once the evil queen, but now is just Regina the mayor, or Regina the queen, and Emma the savior. Emma and Regina are two of the most powerful characters on the show. They're definitely the two most powerful heroines. We haven't really got into Zelina's level of power yet, but I would say that Regina and Emma are essentially the most powerful, and then their power doesn't affect Hyde at all. So how strong is this dude? Now, in the Season 5 finale, we saw him be super strong, but we didn't see him use any actual power. So I'm really wondering, where's the power? Like, what does he have? Like, what's his, like, special talent with magic? I'm curious to see, does he have an amulet? Can he throw lightning? Can he throw energy? Can he throw fire? Like, what is his power? Like, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now, he was very ominous, where he's pretty much said, you know, an untold story is a great threat, especially if they don't want their story to be told. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. But I thought that was a great line because it's a little bit of an ironic statement because, you know, the whole purpose of this season is to expunge upon these new characters, these untold stories. But how villainous could they be? How many villains are coming to Storybrooke? How many people are on Hyde's side? And there's so much that this season can have. That blimp, I forget specifically what Dr. Jekyll called it, but it has a lot of characters in it, potentially. I think I said this already, or I tweeted it, I'm not 100% positive, but I feel that because that blimp is so big, there's the opportunity to have this show go on for seasons, just because there's more than 20 people in that blimp. And I'm actually going to talk about episodes and budget at the end of this, because I have a comment that I thought about when I was preparing for this video. So Hyde's message, very, very ominous. He's super powerful. But there's one more thing I want to talk about. The first sneak peek was essentially Captain Hook and Emma. It was very Captain Swan. This one was kind of geared towards Swan Queen. Not 100%, but you can see a little bit of the vibe. And I really felt in this show it's very much matching the feel of charm with magic being tied to your emotions. And Regina said, I'm not the evil queen anymore. I don't know if I'm that strong. And Emma went, you know, evil doesn't make you strong. And I like that. I think your positive emotions make you powerful. You know, if you have control of your magic, you're going to be strong. I mean, Elsa, you know, when she was sad, her magic kind of goes crazy. And the same thing happened to Emma. We saw that. And I'm really, really curious actually, I'm not so much curious. I really love the fact that Regina is, you know, being guided by Emma, being told that her magic isn't weak. But obviously, their magic is weaker than Hyde's. I mean, how strong is this guy? I mean, he's crazily strong. Like, it's wild. Like, his power is just ridiculous. But I really loved Emma's confidence, or confidence booster to Regina. So anyway, you know, how many villains are we getting? How strong is Hyde? Can Regina and Emma actually defeat him at one point? I just love when they teamed up and they were like, oh, our powers don't work. But as long as Regina is able to not be shaken or upset, I think her powers will eventually override Hyde. This season is particularly focused on her, I believe. You know, having the evil queen and her. So I think Regina will end up defeating Hyde more or less in the finale or the mid-season finale. Who knows? But Hyde, we were told, you know, he might be there for 2 episodes. He might be there for 11. He might be there for 20. Now, speaking of episodes, the one thing I want to know, I just don't have the research in front of me. I'm curious how much ABC allots Once Upon a Time per episode. Now, there obviously are 22, 23 episodes per season, and, you know, I'm imagining it's between $300,000 to $500,000 an episode. I know that CBS, you know, budgeted Supergirl at about $1 million an episode to $3 million, which is a crazy, crazy, crazy amount. But I just feel the visual effects on Once Upon a Time have really, really improved since season 1. They've been really good since season 3, but I thought season 4, through essentially now, the visuals have been done really well. And I'm really curious as to how much the show spends. Now, normally I don't do like a movie. I don't do anything really dealing with budget ever. Like, it's just not my thing. But I'm really curious how much, you know, Once Upon a Time has to spend besides towards, you know, particular actors' salaries. I'm really curious how much goes towards the camera angles or the, you know, the cinematography, and goes towards the visuals, because I think the visuals is really where the budget is starting to shine. You know, a movie, you know, a Disney movie is made for over $100 million. Like Finding Dory was budgeted at over $200 million. Tangled was made for $250 million, the most expensive animated movie ever created. But Once Upon a Time, I don't think adds up to $150 million, even with their budget. So I'm really, really curious as to how much ABC gets, because I feel that, you know, if Disney gives them more, they'll have the opportunity to make like amazing movie, even higher movie level effects, because I feel that right now ABC has it down flat. Anyway, I was just kind of curious because I just am really, really impressed by the visuals, the camera angles, all that cinema. It's beautiful. So anyway, I thought the sneak peek was absolutely fantastic. Hyde is so ominous. I'm glad that we got to see Dr. Jekyll too. I think that Sam Witwer, though, just captures Hyde. I think he's a fantastic villain. He said that Rumple and Mr. Gold gave him Storybrooke, but I'm not going to believe. Well, obviously, Rumple doesn't own Storybrooke, but I like the fact that Rumple thinks he can just will it away, because obviously it's not his property, and our heroes aren't going to let Hyde take Storybrooke without a fight. Anyway, I think I've talked about the sneak peek for long enough. Share your thoughts about the sneak peek in the comments below. Thank you so much for tuning into my review of it, and we'll talk real soon. If we get one more, I will cover that, and if not, I'll see you on Sunday for the live review. All right, guys. Bye.